Good afternoon. I'm Anna Carpenter. I'm a student at East Tennessee State University. This past semester, I was in a service learning class, and I will be presenting on my service learning experience at the VA Medical Center. Some background information about the VA Medical Center. History: the Veterans Health Administration originated during the Civil War as the first federal hospitals were opened to serve the U.S. volunteer military forces. In 1865, President Lincoln authorized the first National Soldiers and Sailors Asylum. These asylums provided medical care and rehabilitation services for discharged Union, Army, and Navy volunteer forces. In 1866, the first national home opened near Augusta, Maine, and it is now the VA's oldest hospital. It provided medical care and long-term housing for Civil War veterans. By 1929, there were 11 national homes, and one of these was located in Johnson City, Tennessee. By 1989, the Department of Veterans Affairs was established, and this gave an executive cabinet office for Veterans Affairs. Today, the VHA operates as one of the largest healthcare systems in the world. The population served by the Veterans Health Administration are veterans only. Those are people who have served in the United States military. The James H. Quillen VA Medical Center serves the Division 9 population, which are veterans near the Johnson City area. The nearest other veterans hospitals are in Asheville, North Carolina, and Nashville, Tennessee. However, there are veteran outpatient clinics located across the country, and one of those is located near us in Bristol, Tennessee. Some issues that veterans face: they face unique challenges that civilians may never face, and those can be combat-related physical and mental health challenges, which require specialized care and supportive services. Combat-related injuries, such as traumatic brain injury, post-traumatic stress disorder, depression. Substance abuse and homelessness. Veterans are a very vulnerable population that experience high rates of substance abuse and homelessness. And that is why it is so important that we have these services that are provided by the VA to help veterans transition into life after military service. How can people help? You can donate clothing, blankets, toiletries to the VA, and they will distribute those to veterans in need. You can become a volunteer at the VA Medical Center or even at the Johnson City Housing Authority, which partners with the VA to help provide homeless veterans with permanent housing. And you can reach out to veterans in the community, help connect them with VA services, and just thank them for their service. Getting involved. Like I said, you can become a volunteer at the VA Medical Center. It's really easy, and that allows you to help with various activities and services. There's specialized volunteer opportunities. You can work with radiology, food, nutrition, whatever you're interested in. And that helps you gain experience and training that can be very valuable when applying for a job or college or graduate school. And it allows you to explore health career options. It's really easy. Like I said, all you have to do is contact voluntary services at the VA. Their phone number and contacts are on their website, and then they'll get you set up for orientation. And once you've completed orientation, you can get started. Also, like I said, you can donate to the VA. The VA is federally funded by funds that are appropriated in Congress every 2 years. The amount a patient pays for services provided depend on their income, military rank, and disabilities they may have. This means services may be free or veterans may be charged a copay depending on those factors. The VA is provided with both mandatory and discretionary fundings. Mandatory funds are things the VA must fund first, and then what is left over goes to things like medical care, medical research, construction programs, information technology, general operating expenses. And those extra discretionary funds that's left up to each medical center are supplemented by revolving funds, such as the profits made at the canteen. So that's another way that you can get involved and help the VA, is just maybe eating lunch at the canteen once a week. Some unique qualities about the VA: the veteran and military culture, as everyone is a veteran there. Also, the community atmosphere. The VA hospital serves as both a hospital and really a community center. They have rocking chairs out to where veterans can sit down and socialize, and this helps the hospital to meet both the health needs and the social needs of those veterans. Some reflections I have on my experience. First of all, some ideas that I have for changing, making improvements at the VA hospital. And my biggest thing is layout of the VA campus, as I was a Red Coat ambassador, and one of my main duties was to help people navigate the hospital. I think the veterans would really benefit if there were improved more road signs, building signs, and signs within the hospital. Also, a better numbering system for the map. I think the numbering system that they have is a really good idea, but making the numbers more intuitive, like building 200 is right next to building 69, and I don't think that that is as intuitive as it would be if 200 was next to building 201. I also think that there need to be more maps available, not just of the entire campus and the buildings, but maps of the inside of the buildings. At the entrance would be really helpful. When the veterans walk in, they're able to pick up a map and hopefully figure out where they need to go. So now I'd like to tell a story. I have a visual for my story. My favorite experience of the VA was getting to sell popcorn. The VA sets up a popcorn stand every Friday. And this particular Friday, one of the volunteers was not able to come. They were sick, and I got to help sell popcorn. And this is something the veterans really look forward to every Friday. The aroma of the popcorn fills the building, and they love this. And it's a good time to socialize with a lot of the veterans. This painting is the main entrance, and this is where the popcorn is sold. I made it a little more colorful than it is in real life, and I did that because it is a really bright and happy place. It's where all the veterans come together to hang out and talk amongst each other, and it's really my favorite place to be because everyone here is usually in a good mood. They don't necessarily have an appointment that they're dreading. They're just here to socialize. Skills, lessons, and discussions. So one thing that I learned is the value of sharing guidance and wisdom. These veterans have lived. They have lots of life experience, and they are so willing to share, and they really enjoy when there's someone to listen to some of the wisdom and guidance they have. And also the importance of listening and understanding. I think the VA does do a good job of providing an atmosphere where veterans can connect with one another, listen, and they really do understand each other more than probably anyone else because they have went through similar experiences and they're facing similar challenges. And I also had to learn that not everyone wants help, and that's okay. If someone says they're good when you ask them if they need any help, that it's totally okay to tell them to have a nice day and move on. Don't push it any further. Learning myself. I learned that I enjoy serving in a hospital setting. But I also learned that it takes a lot more time and effort than I may have thought before to learn where things are located within an unfamiliar hospital, and I will keep that in mind moving forward. I also learned that I can actually easily connect with people that are older than me and veterans. Though I'm young and never served in the military, I still have commonalities that I can share with them. I also learned that I am very capable of professional conduct, but there's still a lot of room for growth and improvement. Learning my community. The VA definitely belongs to the Johnson City community. There's a lot of overlap between the ETSU community and VA community, more than I expected, as a lot of students are there interning and working. And many people come to Johnson City because it does make it easier to go to the VA with being closer. And that's a big draw in for our community, I think. We have a lot of veterans in our community. And like I said, that means that community members make up a big part of the population of the VA, both patients and volunteers. Some challenges I faced were professional skills. This is my first professional service ship. And interacting with a supervisor was a new thing for me, but I think I have learned a lot from it, and hopefully I did a good job. I also had challenge learning how to navigate the hospital. It's a really big campus. The impact that I hope I at least made was providing a friendly welcome and helping navigate a large and maybe overwhelming hospital. I hope that I also helped relieve the staff by guiding people around. And I know that I did my best to brighten patients' days. Here are my references, and that will conclude my reflection on my service learning experience.